Well, hello there, and welcome, folks, to another episode of 162 Times, your daily baseball recap and preview show. I'm your host, Daniel Turner. Great to be with you, coming to you live from the undisclosed location in the woods in Quebec that we sometimes do this show from. And we've got a very pleasant show to bring you tonight, or this afternoon, rather. And it will involve talking about the Seattle Mariners playing the Philadelphia Phillies for the first time this year. Phillies making the trip to Seattle for a weekend 3-game series. So they played last night on Friday. They'll play again tonight on Saturday night. And then they'll have a Sunday afternoon closeout game. And the Mariners, so we'll talk about all those things. And then we'll also take a look around at the scoreboard from Friday, August 2nd. We're already in August. We're officially in the dog days here. About 55 games to go in the Major League season, give or take. It is time to get after it. And get after it they did last night, the Mariners, that is. Excellent game from them. Really good energy. The new guys contributing. Really, really good stuff. So they beat the Phillies, who are the best team in baseball, by a score of 10-2. The win moves the Mariners to 58 and 53, still second in the American League West. The Phillies dropped to 65 and 44, first in the National League East, but they are reeling right now, not doing too well. I was listening to the Phillies broadcast last night, which is an excellent broadcast, and they were talking about how the struggles have been bad of late. Anyway, both teams had 9 hits, but the Mariners managed 10 runs on those 9 hits, and the Phillies only 2. Which came in the final inning as well. So the Mariners held them at bay most of the game. The win went to youngster Bryan Woo, 5-1 now, 2.08 ERA. He was great. The loss went to Tyler Phillips, who had won his first 3 career starts, but is now 3-1 with a 4.39 ERA because of the loss last night. Overall, Mariners played really, really good. We'll talk about the offense. They were 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position tonight and only left 4 on base compared to the previous night where it was double digits on both those things. The Phils were 2 for 10, left 8 on base. So, shows to go ya. Bryan Woo had one of his longest outings of the year. He went 7 full innings, gave up 5 hits, no runs or walks, 6 strikeouts, no home runs. Terrific. Phillips went only an inning and a third, 5 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned. 3 walks, 1 strikeout, and 3 homers. So he got shelled. Phillips only 54 pitches, whereas Woo went 92 in 7 innings. I thought he looked really good. Phillies used 5 guys out of the bullpen: Ruiz, Marte, Banks, Alvarado, and Stubbs. Those guys collectively gave up 5 hits and 2 earned runs. They walked 3 and struck out 6. So 7 strikeouts overall for the Phils, 8 strikeouts for the Mariners. Excuse me. On the Mariners' bullpen side, it was Thornton, then Diaz, who each did an inning. Thornton gave up 1 hit and struck out 1. Diaz gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned 1 walk and a K. But at the end of the day, that was in the 9th inning, and it didn't really matter. In terms of scoring, well, it was a bonanza early for the Mariners. So first inning, bottom of 1, Victor Robles continued his hot play with a solo home run, his 3rd of the year. 1-0 after 1. Bottom of 2, men on base, and Luke Raley shellacked a ball to deep left center field. Really good to see him hit a ball like that. His 12th homer of the year. We were playing Monopoly Deal, my family and I had the game on in the background, and I went, Luke! And then everyone was like, why are you watching the Mariners? And I was just like, it's what I do. So 4-0 at that point. And then more men got on base, and Justin Turner, newly acquired Justin Turner, hit a grand slam, with Robles, Arozarena, and Raleigh scoring on the play. So it was 8-0 after 2 for Seattle. Then bottom of 4, Rojas grounded into a force out, but that allowed Randy Arozarena to score 9-0. And the 10th run came courtesy of a Mitch Haniger solo home run to center field, 10-0, his 10th of the year. Top of 9, Brandon Marsh tripled in Alec Boehm for a run, and then Weston Wilson singled in Brandon Marsh. So that's how it went in the 9th inning, but overall, Mariners played really, really good. The lineup was doing well. Robles, 2 for 4, 2 runs and an RBI. Arozarena, 1 for 3, 2 runs. Turner, 2 for 4, 1 run, 4 ribbies. Rojas, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Haniger, 2 for 4, 2 runs, 2 RBI. Luke Raley, 1 for 4, 1 run, 3 RBI. Just a great night all around by some of the big boys. Cal Raleigh was 0 for 2, but he scored a run and walked twice, which is good for him. Some news that I didn't note the other night was that poor old Mitch Garver, who we signed from the World Series winning Texas Rangers, has been really struggling. And he opened up and talked about how he's still giving it his best shot, but he's sick of getting like the death threats and the you need to retire and the you suck stuff coming at him. And I would agree. I don't think that's necessary. He's still better at baseball than you or I are from the couch. So maybe just leave him alone, even if his performance is not so bad, but it's not so good. But that's just asinine for people to tell people to die just because they're playing bad at a sport. I don't like that on this show, let me tell you. All right, so let's tee up Game 2. That's a 9:40 p.m. Eastern start again from T-Mobile in Seattle. Starting pitchers will be Bryce Miller for the Mariners, 8-7, 3.46 ERA, 109 Ks on the season. He'll be going up against Orion Kerkering, who's a 23-year-old from Huntington Beach, California. 2-2 regular season record this year with a 2.21 ERA. 41 games, but only one start, so it's odd that he's starting. He's more of a bullpen guy. He's pitched 40 innings this season, and he's got 45 strikeouts with a 1.06 whip. This feels a bit like a bullpen game coming up for the Phils. Anyway, so advantage Mariners, I would say, in terms of starting pitching. We don't have the lineups yet. Still early in the afternoon, but the funny thing is only one guy on either team has any at-bats against either pitcher, and that's was that Austin Hayes, the left fielder? Is that his name? Yeah, Austin Hayes, who previously played for, I want to say, the Orioles. So he'd faced Bryce Miller last year, 5 at-bats. He's got 1 RBI, batting .200 against Miller. Nobody else has seen either starting pitcher in either lineup. So should be interesting. Too bad we don't have the lineups, but that's the way it goes sometimes. All right, before we let you go here, we do our episodes short on Saturdays because we got people to see and things to do. So on Friday, August 2nd, it was a busy night around baseball. So National League matchup, classic, Cubs-Cardinals, 6-3 Cubs the final. Doesn't impact the Mariners. Royals over the Tigers does. Royals 9, Tigers 2. That's too bad for the M's. D-backs beat the Pirates 9-8. Pirates just one game over 500 right now. D-backs moving closer to playoff contention, which I had predicted at the start of the year. But it has no impact on the Mariners. Neither does the Brewers' 8-3 victory over the Nationals. The Blue Jays' 8-5 win over the Yankees does help the M's, as the Yankees are ahead of them in the wild card chase. And the Orioles losing to the Guardians 8-4 doesn't have a huge impact, but the Orioles are struggling just like the Phillies are right now, which is interesting. Giants 3, Reds nothing. That was a no-hitter pitched by Blake Snell, who has taken a long time to get going this season, but he is a pitcher with no-hit stuff. So good for Blake, attaboy. 3-0 Giants over the Reds in that one. Braves beat the Marlins 5-3, totally National League. Red Sox over the Rangers 11-6. I got mixed feelings about this one. Rangers are kind of falling away, 6 games under 500, but they are in the M's division and a bit of a threat, so we don't like it when they win. But the Boston Red Sox are ahead of the Mariners in the wild card chase, so their victory is unhelpful to Seattle. Also unhelpful is the fact that the Astros won 3-2 over the Rays, keeping their divisional lead with a 57-52 record. The Twins also beat the White Sox 10-2, which doesn't help the M's in the wild card. Twins are 60-48 now, so have a bit of daylight between them and the Mariners in the wild card chase as well. Mets 5, Angels 1, good for the Mets. Dodgers 5, Athletics 6, good for the Athletics. Rockies over the Padres 5-2, no impact in our league, so we will let that one go. All right, so Mariners remain, a game back, I want to say, in the division. In fact, they have an identical winning percentage after last night. The Mariners are 58-53. The Astros are 57-52. So I really thought that after the 10-game blown lead in the division, they would totally collapse. They have steadied the ship, and Houston hasn't exactly run away. So this is good. This is very, very good for the Mariners. And we'll hope for good things tonight. We'll be watching 9:40 Eastern. Please tune in. Have a great rest of your Saturday afternoon.